take control early. This isn't about rolling out all your systems and all your processes from day one, but getting the right communication strategy in place early, talking to your resources, building up the right team structure, and getting those simple disciplines in early. One size doesn't fit all. Important learning that we had from Lima was the short timescales in which we had to deliver the programme. So therefore we had to set out a structure in which we made our decisions very quickly. Some of the programmes here in the UK, some of them last up to about 15 years, so we had a 2-year window to deliver the Pan-American Games infrastructure. So therefore, how we deployed our systems, our processes and our governance was probably different from something we do in the UK with regards to high speed 2. So it's important you understand your decision-making forum, what you need to roll out and what you're trying to achieve when you're setting out your PMO vision. Good governance and good assurance are two things that sit side by side. Setting out a really stringent governance framework is really important when you set up your PMO. This comes from setting out stage gate processes as you go through the life cycle, to establishing your decision-making forums, the executive boards, and your change control processes, and how you set up your organisation structure. It's important that you set that out early in your programme. You need to document it and everyone needs to understand it. At Lima, we wrote the programme management plan when we first embarked on the programme itself, and we updated it as we went through the life cycle of that project. We set out an assurance regime at Lima, and we do with all of the programs that we work on. They're called the lines of defence. These support your processes and they support your governance. So these are allowing us at project level to deliver the work, so at Lima, delivering your projects on the ground, assuring them with your project managers, and then centrally pulling that all together in a PMO. Each level of that information and everything that was undertaken was assured before it hit the executive board. And it's important that you understand that information and how that information rolls up from project level up to your governance and your stakeholders. It's really important that you make your systems and your process specific to the needs of your program at that point in time. As well as taking control early, you need to set out the right processes at the right time. And by doing that, you need to do some simple ways in which you can manage your data. So setting out your organisational structure, your work breakdown structure, and then your contract structure, which then falls into NEC. It's really important that you take the time to set out how you are going to operate, but not building your system infrastructure until you have the right amount of data to be able to pull into that reporting and system regime. One of the things we learned at Lima was about keeping everyone informed and building the system and the process infrastructure as we got more mature. So taking into consideration the integrated venue schedule, we built that over time and we brought everyone on the journey with us. So actually when we got to the delivery elements of the programme, we had a huge amount of data that was easy for people to digest, because we started relatively light touch and then we moved through the structure, gaining more and more maturity and more data.